one. Hi guys, welcome back to Hardcovers and Hot Takes. Today we have a special. Okay. Today we have a special guest, Miss Michaela. She was so kind to send us her book. I am obsessed. I love having a physical book. The cover is so cute. The print is like the perfect size.
Thank you so much.
It actually is. And I just want to start this off by saying that I'm just going to say it, you popped my people book cherry because I have never read a people book before.
She's never read just like straight romance.
I typically hate people books, actually, and like this is like a big hatred of mine, and this is the first people book I've ever read. So
let's go. I love popping people's cherries. That's my goal in life. Let's do it.
I love this for us. I love this for us. Heavenly, welcome to the club.
Yeah,
literally. Club. We did it. We got Heavenly to read a people book.
It's been a fight all my life.
Let's start with like the basics. All right, so let's get started and go ahead and just kind of tell us like a little bit about where you were born, where you kind of live now, and then we're going to kind of go into some more questions about you as an author.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm very boring, just so both of you know in regards to that. I was born in Arlington, Texas, and I live in Arlington, Texas. I've lived there my whole life. Hopefully that changes in the future. But you know, hopefully I move out of Arlington this year.
So I'm surprised you don't write cowboy romance.
You know what? Everybody says that.
I feel like that's just thing. Like because you live in Texas.
Let me be clear. That is a stigma because how dare you? I personally, I get it. I will never judge in any kind of romance just because it's not for me. But I was the child with the mother who had that like Fabio guy on the covers and those like weird 4x6 like books, right? And it's kind of like a trauma response. Like you're just kind of like, no.
Like, no.
But I read my first like one this year, like one of the Elsie Silver ones. So I'm trying.
Which one?
It's just that's whatever the first one was of Silver Springs, like that.
Chestnut Springs.
Chestnut Springs. Yeah. See, I don't even remember the name. Oh, look, there they are. And I didn't hate it. She popped my Western cherry, if you might say. So
sometimes a good cowboy romance hits. And I feel like Elsie Silver is a good like intro to Western romance. That's just because like it is like ranch style and you get like, you know, horses and stuff like that, but it's not like full like milking cows.
Right. I think
you know what I mean?
I'm not, in the sweetest way possible, I am not a country girl. Yeah. I literally toured an apartment the other day. It was surrounded by nature. I said, no, get me out of here. Where's the Starbucks?
No.
Where's the... That's when the basic white girl in me comes out and the city girl in me comes out and I'm like, no, this is too much nature. So I think it's a mixture of like, that was my mom's like go-to. And it feels weird because I remember looking at them when I was a kid and being like, ew.
Yeah.
And just that stigma of like, well, you're from Texas. And I'm like, that means nothing.
So where would you go if you could move like right now to anywhere? Where would you go?
Maine. Maine's like all my friends kind of tell me I'm very like northeast, which is funny because I look at everything I've written and it's always been in the northeast. Like I've never written anything else. Like I'll mention the South only.
No South books ever.
Right. And it's not that I'll never do it. It's just I think my brain is just no, don't go there. We live there,
close to home.
You don't need to do that.
No.
Yeah. Greg Abbott doesn't need that. Put that away.
No, I'm good.
That's funny.
Okay, so have you always wanted to be a writer?
No. No, I wanted to. I think when I was growing up, I've always kind of had like I've read books my entire life, so I'm a very big reader. And as far as writing goes, I kind of always thought I would just get into journalism. I never, because that's my degree. My degree was in journalism. I have a degree in it. I have a certification in it. I have awards in it. Like, yeah. I never even thought about it until I was in high school and I wrote like fan fiction on Wattpad. And I was like, oh, this is fun. And that's when I was
My
like, oh, this
girl,
could be fun.
yes.
Yes, that was
The
my
only book I
start.
ever wrote was in like fourth grade when they used to like, publish it on like the like in school for you, and it was like in like the big.
Yes, and let
And
me tell you,
I definitely
I
drew
was
a dolphin, or no, it was a shark, but it looked like a dolphin.
I
So
remember being so proud of that thing. I was like, everybody
yeah,
read it.
no, and
Because
I read my
I
fourth grade
still
book.
have
Yeah.
it somewhere, and they even
I
put like a
had it.
little like metal stamp on the front that's like
Yeah.
published by, and so I have a published book from
There you
Henry.
go.
It
You
might be
are a
from
published
elementary school,
writer.
but so what got you into writing? Well, obviously you're a journalism major, so like you've always been into writing in a sense, but like what got you into writing books?
So yeah, we'll go back to the Wattpad thing and I'll embarrass myself for a minute and then we'll move on. Um, so when you remember like I don't know if you do, I don't know where we're at age-wise, but like
I
I don't
know
know.
people are gonna be 25.
Okay, so we're the same. Okay, perfect. So do you remember that like after Harry Styles fan fiction thing, that
Yes,
god awful thing?
Yes.
yes.
Okay,
Dude,
yes.
yes.
I hated it, but I liked the idea of sort of like the idea of like where other characters could go. Like once their story's done, like where could they go?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna embarrass myself right now. I don't like it anymore, and I'm not judging anyone that likes it now. I want to preference that. But I wrote 50 Shades of Grey, like second gen fan fiction about their daughters on Wattpad. It's still up. That's the thing.
BRB going to find out right now.
Yeah, that's my next read actually.
Find that shit on my TBR.
Please don't read it.
Wait, that's actually so funny.
No, because that's hilarious. My mom loves
Wait, I was
50
gonna
Shades
say,
of
yeah,
Grey.
wait, Jordyn's mom trauma is that when we literally one day we were just like being nosy, and then all of a sudden her mom had those books, and we were like, what are these? Because we were big readers, and we literally opened it up to a random page, and both of us were like,
Crazy.
The line of reading smut goes from every generation.
It goes from every generation. Well, that's like when my mom was judging it, she was like, that's gross. I said, Mom, what do you have on your shelf?
yeah, I'm like, what?
Oh, literally.
Just because those are
Okay,
cowboys, what do you think they're doing?
That's
So
okay.
Same shit,
Me and
different font.
mine, we give recommendations to each other, so.
exactly. So it's just it's and then I kind of had a lot of fun with it.
Hmm.
And then I saw people were commenting and voting on it and being like, where's book two? Where's book two? And I was like, you guys like this for why? I was so confused. But in that book series, she's a private investigator. And that's actually kind of comes back to this. So
Yeah.
I love that though.
And it sort of felt like a nice callback. Is that my cat? Yeah, sorry.
Hi, kitty.
For the sake of your audio, I kept him out.
Oh, that's okay.
Otherwise you'll hear him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of nice to call back to that because that's really what got me into it was that fan fiction writing experience. And I did 3 of those and people took it like seriously. They voted, they like sent me emails.
Gosh, so sorry to tell you, I'm going to find it.
Please don't.
I'm gonna love it. I'm not gonna post it anywhere. I'm just gonna read it for myself.
No, that's gonna be our next TikTok review video, actually.
The thing is, I've never taken it down because it's not that I'm ashamed of it. It's just that it's not where I want people to go.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ashamed of it.
Here first.
Yes,
you know?
there.
And then you
We
dig
need
deep,
people
and then you
there.
find out the next part.
Wait, that's actually so funny. I love that.
And
Yeah.
my reading experience like started with 50 Shades of Grey. Like those were my mom's books.
Oh,
And she's like a
wow.
James
Mine-
Patterson person
Mine
too.
did
So
not. Mine started with Magic Treehouse.
same. What's that?
I started
Judy B.
with
Jones.
Twilight, so we're all.
Okay,
Dude.
Twilight was, I guess, my first romance, and then Divergent.
I
And
loved Divergent. I love the Hunger Games. I wasn't really a
Yes.
romance person until I read Twilight. That was the romance cherry pop situation. I read Twilight and I fell
See,
in love with it.
That's
I
how
read
I was, is that
romance.
like when I was like younger, like middle school, high school age, it was more of like I'm reading Hunger Games for the plot. And now
Yeah.
it's like I want to read a romance book because I don't want to look at the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just something that like you root for it. You're just like, oh, this is fun to root for something
Yeah.
that's not so in real life.
Yeah.
Like when people are like, you should read The Handmaid's Tale. I'm like, I'm living The Handmaid's Tale. I don't want to be dealing with that. That's where
No
we're going.
fucking same.
Me and her text on the daily, and like when it's been like 2 or 3 days where like I haven't read because of school or life or something, I'll be like, I literally need something that takes me out of this world to the point where I feel like I need to switch with that female character because I need that man. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah.
honestly, I hope our texts never get leaked because like
I would be on an FBI watch list.
I hope so. I hope it's everything.
But
Yeah.
I'll embarrass myself before we move on. I actually hadn't read like a little dirty book until, I'm a little cliche here, but I read ACOTAR when it first came out.
Oh, wow.
And here's the thing though, is that I picked it up in Barnes and Noble because the cover looked really pretty and I had no clue, didn't read the back, was like, all right, I'm stressed out, I'm buying a book, whatever, walked out. And I was about to go on a trip with my lacrosse team to we were going to Indiana to go play University of Indianapolis. And so I'm like reading on the book, and at first it's not like that, right? Like I don't know if have you read it?
Yeah, I've read all of them.
So like
all of them.
Right. So, you get to like, about
Hello?
half, and then all of a sudden, there's like the scene where he's like biting her in the neck, and I'm just like, God, what the am I reading?
On a bus full of teammates.
And then I brought like just that book because I was like, okay, well, I was like, I don't know why I thought this because I read ridiculously fast, but I was like, oh yeah, this will take me the whole trip. No, I finished it the entire one way there on the bus. So then I like got into the hotel room and was like, okay, well now I need to know what happens. And obviously book 2, chapter 54, very predominant moment. So I'm on the bus because I got injured. And I'm reading and I'm literally like, oh my God, what is this? Like I thought it was like gonna be like, just like kind of how book 1 was, where book 1 wasn't anything crazy. So I'm like turning the brightness down. I'm like sitting like this, and then my teammate because I'm texting her and she's like, oh Heaven, what are you reading? And she's like let me read it in front of the whole bus. And I had a male coach and it was so embarrassing. And he literally was like, are you reading a dirty book? And I was like, no, you're not. So embarrassing. So
it's okay. My coworker was reading Heated Rivalry at work.
Oh my God.
Did you watch the show?
Of course.
Okay. I made Heavenly watch it. She came in town in December and I made her watch it with me. And like she's very like
I had no clue what it was.
Yeah, I literally didn't tell her anything. I just told her, I said, oh, it's based off of a really popular book right now. And so I made her watch like the first 2 episodes, and she was like,
"Quick,
what is going on?"
Like literally, when I say like my jaw was on the floor, and I didn't think like I don't know how I didn't have lockjaw because of literally like how open my mouth was.
I'll have to send you the video of her.
Literally, like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, I feel like I'm interrupting.
Well, I would tell people about it and I would be like, no, it starts pretty quick and no one would understand what that meant. They get to the shower scene in episode 1.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, there it is.
You're there.
I was like, okay. Like, I was like, oh, they're going to kiss. And I was like, oh my
God. No, because a lot of these romances, if you've read the Heated Rivalry book, it starts with like a 30-page like fuck fest. So I figured we were going to start pretty early, but I was still unprepared. Like the prologue is them fucking.
Like I said,
no, literally.
I was very unprepared. So, okay.
I love that for you.
All right. How many drafts did you go through from writing to final product? And then also because, out of curiosity, how did your publishing process go? Because obviously you don't have like a major publishing company and stuff like that.
Not traditional.
So what was that process like for you? Thank you. Words were not coming.
Okay, so we'll start with the draft. Oh gosh, this is gonna sound like a long answer. I'm sorry. So originally I have published stuff before, like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but I didn't have the skills that I wanted and the business knowledge that I wanted to kind of make it go anywhere. And to be honest, I liked those books. I wasn't really like trying to shout it from the rooftops that they were mine. So there was a lot of stuff going on. And I had kind of decided, okay, well, like this doesn't work for me. And like nobody's answering my queries and like no one's reading these books. So it's just like, okay, I'm going to give up. I'm done. I'm going to hate it. And then I kind of just got really sad not writing. And so I kind of just had a conversation with myself. I love the romance genre. I'm not trying to make it sound like I don't. I love the romance genre. I love the romance genre in any kind of form. I think what wasn't working in the past, besides skills and knowledge, was the passion for it I didn't have. I would start it, I would have a great idea for a romance, and I would just get really bored. So it took a while for me to have a new kind of idea, because I was like, okay, I need to figure out where I am. Where is Michaela in the writing world and in the genre? And I started going to a lot of like workshops, writing workshops, and groups and like conversations with people. I became a beta reader for a lot of self-published authors, which was so much fun. And some of like the best books I've read are self-published authored books, by the way. They're so good. And
we have a knack for finding like small authors and small stuff like that.
And
so
it's my
discovering really, really good books by authors who aren't that big.
Because I don't want like TikTok viral books. Like I like finding like like hidden gems.
Yes, and I think the issue with the traditional publishing is that it's just become so broken, and we have people getting publishing deals that have never written anything yet. And so I sort of felt very defeated with that. And so I kind of took a step back from writing and I focused on, what do I want? And I wanted to grow skills and knowledge and figure out what I could love. And so after a lot of that, I started doing like classes and stuff. And then I think one of the prompts that created Jasper Osman is like, who would you hate to end up with? What's the guy that you're like, ew, I don't want to end up with that guy. And for me, it's a golden retriever. I don't fucking want that guy.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I
cannot. I would be so grossed out. But something happened when I started writing that prompt and that like little character bio of him. He didn't have that name yet, but I was like, wait, I like this guy. Who is this guy? Kind of a thing. And then I started figuring out, I was watching rewatching Criminal Minds at the time, and my favorite character in Criminal Minds is Elle Greenway, and she's in the earlier seasons. And there's something about her that's very like spunky and fierce, but she's very emotional. And she's like, that's kind of her fatal flaw, is how connected she is to these people. And I said, oh my God, wait, wait, I have something.
It just clicked.
It just clicked. I said, oh my God, her name's Drew. She's a private investigator. She meets him. We're doing this. And so once that started, that I didn't have multiple drafts. I had the one, because I started, with this idea, and that's the one I stuck to. And the second I started writing it, that's the one I had. And I knew I hit the mark for my passion, because I could not stop writing this book. It was so good. I thought it was so good. I was like, I need to know what happens with these people. And this was when nobody was reading anything yet. I didn't have any beta readers or anything like that. I wasn't telling anyone I was doing it again, because I was so defeated the first time that I tried. Yeah. So I knew we had something special, because I just couldn't stop writing them. And then the decision to go self-publishing for now, and I think you can always change, right? Like it's easier to go self-published to traditional than it is traditional self-published, like if you wanted to go back that way. And I think I just decided, okay, we're just gonna do this. And I did try. I queried a lot of agents and everything, and I just kept getting a lot of like rejection letters. And then you see certain books come out and you're like, okay, if they're getting published, like I should be published.
Yeah. No, don't you worry. Nope, I've read quite a few.
I do feel like trad publishing is just very...
I feel like it's like a click. Like you are either in or you're out.
You're out.
Yeah.
It's just...
And listen, I know a couple of traditionally published authors from my Wattpad days. I'm not going to say who. But I'm not going to say who. I'm just going to say... we all started in the same place, and y'all are acting a little high and mighty over here. So
yeah, that's how I feel. It feels very like I don't know the right words for it that I'm trying to use.
I just think it feels very fake. I think the system's very broken. It feels like this game that we're playing, and we have people writing books with AI. And it's like, when people accuse me of that, because I will say I get like a couple comments here and there, and I think people don't understand like AI and everything. I promise you, if I wrote with AI, it wouldn't have taken me 2.5 fucking years to get the fucking book published. So now
Literally
It
does.
wouldn't have taken that long. But the reason why it took so long is because I wanted to make it good and I wanted to really put in the work. And I just decided I don't want to dehumanize my passion and kind of diminish it with trying to fit into this traditional published world that clearly needs a reset.
Yeah.
I could just focus on let me grow readers that meet me through TikTok or Instagram, whatever. Let me grow a fan base. And then if someday we go traditionally published, I have all these people that I met when I grew from nothing and they know me and they know that I work hard and they know that I really care about these characters. So I think it was an easy decision after kind of sitting with myself with that. I'm not going to say it's easy, but
Yeah.
I have complete creative control. I have complete creative control over the characters, over where they go.
I was gonna say a couple do you know who Alex Astor is?
Yes.
So she's one of my favorite authors. And we went to a like book like meet and greet, and actually there was like someone there who said she was like a self-publishing author, and she was like asking her questions, and Alex was like saying how the reason why she does her books the way that she did was that she kept getting like denied, and then finally like TikTok blew her book up.
Yeah.
The Lightlark series. So she was like, I mean, like social media is like a powerful tool that's literally
literally all it takes is one video.
no,
all
literally.
It takes is
and
one video.
she even said too that like the ability that you have to like have complete control because there's not like word counts, there's not, like you can choose like how you want your covers, the designs, like everything like that. So I think that like this isn't the first, second, or third time that I've actually heard that from an author.
Yeah.
I think that really does go to show how, like what's kind of going wrong in like the big publishing world.
Right. And they have their like, yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Traditional publishing feels very corporate. Like when you see Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros and they're fighting against deadlines, like they do get stuff cut out because they do traditional publishers and traditional agencies, and like Rebecca Yarros had to fight for time off, like to rest, and Sarah J. Maas had to fight for time off to rest. But when you are self-publishing, you do get complete control, and I bet that feels a lot more free than if you were traditional publishing.
It does. I think that it goes back to that passion part. I think if you make it a corporate thing where it's like, where's the second book? Give it to me. Also, this is how I want you to do it with your process. I think it kind of takes some of the magic out. And if I was doing this traditionally published, would it have been written the same way? I don't know. I don't think so because none of these agents wanted it. All of the, like, I got like maybe 4 or 5 agents' feedback, and they kind of all came back out with me with like, we're not sure if we want the book to open, because I got interest back, but it was like, we're not sure if we want the book to open with a sex scene because it comes off like easy, like the character's easy, she's easy or something, like he needs to work for it. And I'm like, he exists. Like that's all Drew needs.
Yeah.
And I think,
but also like that's life. Like you literally showed a girl who like, I'm sorry, but like one night stands happen. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very real thing.
I think I'm always gonna fight against the stigma of like, you can't have a woman kind of opening that way. Like one of my favorite shows is Grey's Anatomy, and it opens with her having a one night stand with a doctor, and I love it. I think it's great.
I love Grey's Anatomy. And so I love that like you like fighting against that, because I'm all about like fighting, because if it was a man, it would be fine.
If it was a man, it would be fine. And no one's judging Jasper. No one's judging him. They're judging her. Yeah. And also, it's like, well, how can she have a one night stand and be a private investigator? I'm like, because she's a badass. Fuck you.
Because I can do what I want. Like,
yeah. No. So I think it's just, I think all that put together, it's just, went through a lot of years of being denied and being ridiculed in the publishing world when I first started, and then getting more knowledge, understanding how business works, and then making that decision for myself. And that would be the advice I give to everybody that wants to publish something, is whether you do traditional or indie, do all of your research. Do all of your research. Every single thing, and decide where you want to put your book, because when I did self-publishing a while back, all of my sales were through Amazon. So when it came to like, okay, who are you going to put this through? I know my readers are gonna like Kindle Unlimited. I know my readers are gonna want the book quicker. That's why I decided to put it where it is. So
Right.
it's just business, knowledge, research, all that.
Yeah, and especially because there's not, besides like Libby, there's not really another big unlimited reading structure like Amazon. And Amazon can be a little shady sometimes. But
yeah, I'm definitely not sticking up for her.
Yeah, no.
For the Amazon house.
Us either. But like until we find a good replacement like that, because while Libby is great and like I love Libby, but like you still do have to wait for books. You know what I mean?
You gotta wait.
And nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that. So it just felt like the right move for now.
I think that really shows how much you actually like care about it. And like you said, like it doesn't feel like it's a job that you choose to do, not a job that you have to do. And the fact that you've thought about this and like you're even putting like, where are my readers going to want to read this? I think that that says a lot about you as a person, your character, and like you as an author. And me and Jordyn have had this conversation in like other episodes where like how authors factor their readers into their writing process is like a big thing for us. So like that's a 10 out of 10 for me. So
oh my God, thank you. I'm blushing.
Okay. Is there a particular scene or passage that you are incredibly proud of? Like when you think back to this book, what was like one moment that was like your key moment where you were like, I wrote that? Can
I give two?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, because you're talking to the most undecisive people on the planet. Yeah.
This is the thing that I have a reason for giving two, and that's because I put a thriller and a romance together. So I have like two that I'm very proud of, and I'll give the thriller one first because it's less meaningful. But I think for the thriller, there was this idea that I had of a female character kind of leading this. And everybody kind of nodding to like, oh, she's a badass. Oh, she's scary. Oh, you don't want to mess with her kind of vibes. But you have to show it, right? You have to show, I have to back that up. You can't just know that. I want you as the reader to be like, oh, there it is. So when I came up with this conversation she has with Alexis in the back of the cop car, and she's like, so here's what's going to happen. You're going to tell me where you put Betty's body, or I'm going to shove these peanuts down your throat, and you're going to have anaphylactic shock and die.
I love that scene.
I loved that. I said, okay, girl.
I know, she literally was doing that, and I was like, oh my God, thank God, because that's what I would have done.
Because it's kind of like, and I really also wanted to back up her as a character. What would she do in this moment? Because the guy that she loves, this woman just threatened him with a gun, and this woman that didn't do anything wrong besides like a guy when she was 18, she's missing. She's probably dead. That we know of, right? And now you're what? You're trying to backtrack? Like, no.
Yeah.
And it really, I needed to back that up character-wise because I never want to like tell you something and never show you something. And I needed to reiterate the fact that she is not a cop. She is not a cop. She is not a detective. She doesn't want to be that. She is a private investigator, and there is so many elements to her character of why is she a private investigator? She could have just been a cop.
Yeah.
Why? And it's because she doesn't want to be. She has this thing with she wants to do with what she thinks is best and she's going to do it. And so I needed to show you that moment to make it clear Drew Scrivener is not, she's not going to just
she's
like
not playing around.
Not playing around. She's not going to think before she does anything and go, oh.
I think another scene that really showed that was hearing you say that made me think of this when her and I don't want to butcher the last name.
It's okay. Tell me. Is it Kincaid?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Kincaid. Whenever they're together with Dean, and he's like, "Here's a burner phone."
Yeah.
And she was already like, Kincaid was already like, "No, we need to do this by the book." And no, that's not working for me.
Right.
We're gonna get a burner phone, and this is gonna be how it is.
Right. Well, they're running against a clock here.
Yeah, literally.
We just figured out this is Jasper's mom.
So, we got someplace to be.
We got places to be. And I think kind of right after that scene is where Drew kind of tells, like Lily was like, oh, if I had known, that she was his mom, I would have tried more. And Drew's like, well, there's a difference between you and me. They're all someone's mom to me. Like they're all important.
I was going to say that moment right there was definitely something for me where that was where I was like, she's gonna do. That's the difference right there between the cop and like the private detective or investigator, because she will go above and beyond to get it closed and get the information that she needs, like kind of disregarding the rules. Whereas in Lily was kind of like, oh, no.
I don't
So,
know. And it's like,
yeah.
this is your best friend's mom.
Yeah,
No,
literally.
literally.
Even Dean's like, I don't even know this guy.
Right.
Like, babe, let's get a move on
Yeah.
here.
So it's just, yeah. But I think the heart of the story is these three women.
Yeah.
And I really worked very hard to write three women that wanted different things in life, that have different outlooks on life, that love each other so much. And I really wanted to write that. And Drew's life, her life is her career. Jasper is a beautiful addition to that. But Drew's life is her career. At no point in time does Drew mention anything about wanting kids. Like, she doesn't say anything about that because that's not on her priority. But when Anna comes to the girls and they all find out that she's pregnant, we have that really funny banter with Jasper and Leo being like, why are you here?
No, who are you?
Who are you? Like when they have that banter. But I think they're kind of upset at first, but I enjoyed how both Leo and Drew in that moment are like, no, like you're not moving out. If
Yeah.
you're having a
Right,
baby,
yeah.
we're having a
We
baby.
are having a baby.
Yeah.
We are having a
That's
baby.
me and Jordyn.
Literally.
But I think that's love. Like when you love someone so much that like they're getting something out of life that you know that they wanted. And even
Yeah.
if Anna never wanted to admit that's what she wanted because she was scared of it, you know, she's getting it and it's scary. And Drew's kind of stepping up and being like, no, if you're having a baby, like I'll get the crib. Like that's
Yeah.
all right, we're moving the crib in. And no one's judging anyone. No one's judging anyone and being like, don't do this. How dare you do this? Like you're dumb. Like no one's doing that.
Yeah.
It's three women coming together and being like, okay, if you want to do this, I believe you can do this. And I'm
Yeah.
going to help you do it. And I love this.
I think what I really liked about that scene, because I was kind of like, I was really hoping that it wasn't going to be one of those scenes where like one of them was like, well, what are you going to do? Raise it by yourself? Like, like, I don't know. I just hate when there are characters that say that. And honestly, people in real life that say that. So I think that moment was probably one of my favorite moments in the entire book, because I'm all about obviously like, girl power empowerment. And the fact that, like you said, like they all just were like, no, like this, we are having a baby.
We're having a baby. We're doing
So
it.
supportive. And then I think it was funny because actually I was giggling quite a few times in this book because they're like all lovey-dovey, and then they're like, wait, why did he get to know first?
Yeah, what the fuck?
And
Who are you?
all I could think of was like that would be me and Jordyn. That was like the exact thing I thought of. I was like, oh my God, that'd be me and Jordyn, because I'm so bad about answering my phone that like if Tyler ever found out that she was before me, oh my God.
Right.
Hell
it would
no.
be betrayal. Drew is like, how dare you tell this random man before me? Wait, I love you. You're a beautiful man, but hey, fuck
Who are
me
you?
right now.
But who are you though? No.
Because it's just like, but that's the other thing in those scenes is like dialogue is important, and to show like how do these people talk to each other? Because again, I can tell you these three women have been friends forever. I can tell you these three women love each other. I can tell you that they're practically family, but am I showing you that? And I think there's that point of like chosen family, which is very popular in a lot of books. But I have read books where like I love the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, but there are several scenes where I love them. But there are several scenes where like, Sabrina gets pregnant and Dean's mouthing off. And it's like, why would you say that to somebody that your best friend clearly loves and she's already going through a hard time?
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need to show you that these people, when it matters, yes, they're all very opinionated and they all are funny. And, Anna's kind of a bitch to Jasper. But in this moment, even he's like, she's pregnant and yay. Like, I need to show you that the chemistry is there between people, even if it's not romantic chemistry.
Yeah.
Jasper is a girl's girl for real though.
Jasper's a girl's girl. Jasper's a girl's girl. I would never date him, but I would love if my friend did.
Absolutely not. But I do love it for other people,
Oh my goodness.
But those would be the two. I think those are the two that when I kind of talk to people after they've read it too, they come up a lot. There's so many scenes that come up.
Yeah.
But those are the two that come up a lot, especially with the beta readers and the alpha readers that I had. They were very like, whoa, I like that scene. So
I think you already answered this question, in another answer, but
Yes.
how long did completing this book from initial concept to publication take you? You said like 2.5 years?
Yeah, it was like 2.5 years. I started it summer of 2023, I think. And then I had started writing snippets of it
That's what I was
beginning
gonna
of
ask. Was it
2023.
like sitting down writing, or was it just like little like
I wrote snippets of it. So what I did first, because okay, so this book was really hard because I'm not writing a standalone book, right? I'm writing three,
Mhm.
writing a trilogy. There's three of them. So I can't write book one. I have to write book one and plan three book. So I was writing all of them kind of at the same time. And to get that started, I wrote everybody's characters first. And then I wrote where I wanted them to end up by the end of their book and what the case was at the end of their book. So there's a little bit of like fly on the wall, we're going as we flow kind of a thing, but it needed to make sense to me to make sense to you.
So
Has that
pause. There are 3 books. We are getting a book for Anna, right?
You are getting a book for Anna.
Yes.
You are getting a book.
So
I
wait,
would
so
never.
because of the way that you wrote them like that, has that actually made your journey into writing books 2 and 3 easier since like that's already kind of mapped out?
Logistically, book one is going to be the hardest book I'll write between the three of them.
Okay.
Logistically, book one is going to be the hardest one.
That makes
because
sense.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anna and Leo's book, I was already writing quotes for Anna's book when I was writing Anna because she is between the three of them, Anna's probably closer to myself between the three of them. Drew's probably second, and then Leo's dead last. I'm not that nice. So, but
No.
Me either.
Anna,
I feel like I am Anna.
yes.
Same.
I want everyone to feel like I am Anna because she is just so like there's so many quotes about her when they're like, oh, she's the epitome of perfection. And that's really tested when she finds out she's becoming a mom. So I really had to kind of, and even for Leo, I had to really figure out this is where they are book one.
Yeah.
This is where we know about them book one. But what are you going to find out about them in book two and three that's already been said? But maybe it's the perception skewed because you were learning about it from Drew or you were learning about it from Jasper. And now you get their point of view. And sometimes, as much as we love someone and we know them, when we think we know them, we don't know everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be the fun, especially Leah's book. I'm like more than halfway done with it right now. Is so fun. she's so much fun to write.
I'm so excited. And this was my like, do you read fantasy or do you only read romance?
No, I read it. Like anything that regards there's like a romance in it, I'll read it.
Okay.
So, I love fantasy too.
She's like, if they're fucking, I'm reading it.
I'm reading it.
Period. No, as long as like when it comes to fantasy, like from Blood and Ash, there is a huge theory in between it. Like there's a prophecy that you don't know of until it's a whole thing, right? You're trying to decipher everything. Fourth Wing, there's things going on that nobody knows except Rebecca Yarros. ACOTAR,
Right.
There's still unfinished business.
Right.
And this was my first like mystery thriller kind of. And I was like, wow, this is making my brain work in different ways than it had before. And I was like, this is actually like such a fun genre.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like I don't like scary movies. I don't like the only show that I watch that revolves around that is Law and Order SVU. Like I don't watch anything else. Like I watch Grey's Anatomy, but like I haven't seen Criminal Minds. I haven't seen any of the other ones, right?
Yeah.
So it just is very much like not my thing.
Right.
And I honestly was so pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it and how much I liked trying to figure out what's going on.
I think
I was like, wait, I'm the detective.
I think it was that I liked that I was like trying to figure out what's going on without like going numb from how much brain power I'm having to use to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. And I've read some of those too. And honestly, I've gotten to the end before and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that was. Like that and I didn't want that for you. I wanted you to kind of play along with it. And there are people that have been like by the way, one person I hired, his only job was to read it and tell me if he figured it out before he got to the end. And he did not. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Because it's just, I wanted you to read it and have fun and kind of be like, what is happening? But I didn't want you to be confused.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that sometimes in the genre of like a thriller, sometimes it's too outlandish.
Yeah.
Right. She's thick, and I don't want that for you. And the reason, like, I've called book one, each book's going to be different. The case is going to be different. I've called book one an episode of Criminal Minds. I've called book one an episode of whatever your favorite unrealistic crime drama is. That's what book one is. It's fast paced. There's a lot going on, but there's not a lot going on that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
By the end of the hour of the episode, you're like, oh yeah, that happened. That makes sense.
All the dots and T's are crossed, like 100%.
All the dots and T's are crossed, and it's not outlandish that this woman, is where she is at the end of the book. So I wanted that to kind of be clear.
I will say that the ending threw me for a loop a little bit because I for sure thought she was dead. I thought she was gonna be dead.
Yeah, I definitely thought she was dead.
But that's why she's not dead.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Purposely, the only person, let me tell you, that knew she wasn't dead was my mom, because she knows me too well. She goes, that woman ain't dead.
You know what? At least she knows you.
I love that.
Okay, so I have a question that's actually not on script because of something that you said about book 3. And answer to the best of your ability, and it's just going to be a yes or no.
Okay.
The guy and happy ever after ending that we get in book 3, like, have we already met in book 1? Or would this be a new character that would be
I will say yes-ish.
Okay.
Yes-ish?
Okay.
Yes-ish. He may have been mentioned.
Okay.
So can I tell you something funny? I wasn't going to do it. I just thought about it for a quick second because I'm immature and a perv in my brain. For just a quick second, I was like, she could end up with Drew's dad, but I wasn't gonna do it.
You know what's crazy? I literally was like thinking, I was like, what if it is? And then when you were like, oh no, it's like quickish, then I was like, oh, okay, it's not him. But
it's not him.
Because I was like, before I asked it, I was like sitting there thinking, I was like, who are some guys who are technically eligible right now? And he was like, and I was like,
I purposely didn't over distinguish either guy from book 2 and 3. Obviously, we know who book 2 is now because you've gotten to the end of the book, so you know it's
right.
Dean.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have known it was Dean right away in book 1. No. And it's only because Dean and Drew hate each other, and I loved that.
Yeah, and because I honestly love that too.
I love that too. I like it. I like a little spice. So I will say yes-ish.
Okay.
That'll be my answer to that.
Okay. I'm going to think on it.
Please don't ask me. Don't do the thing where you're like, is it this guy? Because I'm going to be stressed.
No, I'm not going to.
No.
Just that.
I think I only have one right now in my brain that would work. Okay. But I need to look at my notes because I highlighted a bunch of stuff.
Don't you worry. After we get book 2 and book 3 is in the works, we'll send you a message.
There you go. Once you get book 2, you'll at the end of it. I don't like the thing where the author's like, I wonder who book 2 is going to be about. Just tell me. Don't be annoying. And exactly. So at the end of the book, I wanted to give you a little treat and be like, yeah.
I love that actually so much.
It also makes readers more excited for book 2.
I think so. I agree. I think so. And I did that. I wanted you to be excited. I wanted you you've gotten to know these characters so far. You obviously at this point probably like Leo and Anna, and you want them to end up with someone good. So that was the goal.
Yeah. I like that. Book 2 got announced today.
It got announced today. Ahead of schedule. I didn't know that was happening.
Oh, period. I love that for you.
I was a marketing intern. I said, did we post that?
I love that for you.
I got texted about
it.
Surprise, Shawty. Even the author's surprised. Okay. Did that include a release date?
It did. So the goal, and 100% I stick to my deadline, so hopefully everything works out, is November 20th.
Nice.
Okay. November 20th this year. What's that?
Jordyn needs to put that in her calendar.
November 20th, yes.
Hold on, I'm doing it right now.
We're gonna be more organized with book 2. So hopefully when we do PR packages, they come out before the book's released. That'll be fun. So
Oh, I'm gonna be so excited.
hopefully the PR packages come out in April of that year. So you guys would essentially get the packages in April. So let's shoot for the stars here.
Wait, packages for book 1 or for book 2 in April? I'm sorry.
Book 2 in October, and then April is book 1.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, because we're behind on this one. I found too many good people late in the game. I found an editor. Shout out to Sherlyn Cervantes. She's got a book coming out in September. When I tell you, shout out to that girl fully, because she had less than 2 months to edit this thing. She did it. Hey,
you know what? She deserves it.
She deserves it. Put that in here, please. I want to shout her out.
It'll go in. Don't worry. That's so exciting.
Yes,
I love that. Okay, I'm so excited. I put it in my notes.
That one, each book that case is gonna be different. But I really had the most fun writing this book's title. I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to kind of be like, oh, so this one's like, this is how the books are going to be set up when you read book 1. It's like, nah, every book's going to be different. The case is going to be different. Leo is not a private investigator. Dean is not a private investigator. Things are going to be different, and hopefully that keeps it interesting. So
I think I like that.
All 3 books though going to be considered under that like thriller mystery? Yes. Okay.
They're all going to be, I will say Anna's is probably the most, like, you're going to be a little scared in that one, I think. Just a little bit.
That's fine by me.
Okay.
Is there a reason that you chose Leo to go first?
After
book 2?
Yes. I think it's because out of the 3 of them, everybody has trauma. And I'm not trying to say like one person's is greater than the other. So that's not what I'm saying. But Anna's becoming a mom. Like, so she's becoming a mom. And I knew kind of what I wanted the timeline to be book 2. And I think I just decided, with Drew's personality being what it is, Anna's personality being what it is, it didn't feel right to me to put Drew, Anna, Leo. It felt better to me to go Drew. Leo's she's pretty solid in who she is as a person at this point. It felt like a nice break, I guess, between Anna and Drew, because in the books, everybody says like, oh, she's like her twin flame. Like, I see them both do that. I see them do that. So I kind of just didn't want you to be like, here's Drew and here's the same person. And I didn't want me as the writer to get them confused. Yeah. I didn't want to make you be like, oh, that's how she wrote Drew. So that was to help y'all and to help me and to help Anna, because I needed her to be in a certain place in time to be where she is and have that make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So Leo felt like the right choice.
So then, okay, because this is, like I said, this is my first People book, and then this is also my first Jordyn. What's it called when the books are
interconnected series?
Yeah, that. So I don't know if all of them work like this, so maybe I'm going to sound really stupid when I ask this. Are all 3 books within the same, like, obviously not the same timeline, because, like, obviously these are happening, like, after, but I guess, like, for example, like, Anna's like pregnant and like gonna have a kid, but like, is her book in the future, or is this like,
yeah, it is
steady, consistent?
It's chronological.
Yeah, so it's chronological and it's interconnected. So we're gonna go in order of timeline. So Drew's first in the timeline. We have Leo next, and Anna's gonna be last. And Anna's gonna have the biggest time jump.
Okay.
Typically what we see in like interconnected series like that is the first book is the beginning point of all of the stories. You see a little bit of the following book, and then you go into the following book, get that different perspective from that actual point, continue on with the timeline. There may be some things that are happening that are the same in book 2 that happen in the beginning of book 3. So it's kind of just, they kind of like mix together.
Yeah, the goal, you just kind of move with the flow of the timeline with the 3 of them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm skilled enough to do an interconnected timeline situation. Especially because I don't know what would happen in a week and a half that this shit happens in book 1.
Right.
that happens with the other two.
Yeah, so I don't think that I have read. I think the only one would be Twisted Lies into Kings of Sin by Anna Huang. I don't, because there's an event that happens in Twisted Lies that you get the third point of view in Kings of Sin. That's the only one where the timelines kind of conjoin that I've read. And I think it would just be way too difficult for my brain.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing that.
Yeah,
anytime.
it's
I know what
very
you're
difficult to
talking
do.
about.
It's very difficult to do.
And it's not that I don't think it's cool because it's so cool. I don't know if Michaela's skilled enough for all that yet. So, and I
Okay, me
want to
either.
give people their proper time. Like each book this is what they deserve as a character is to get this book. It's their book. So I'm not down for anybody to share times. I want each couple to get their time that they deserve
Yeah,
with each other.
fair enough. I like that too, though.
Okay, so going into like the future, have you already started to think, plan, plot about what's kind of next after this? Are you gonna take a break? Do you know what you're doing? Or
Oh, she looks like she knows what she's doing.
yeah.
Um, I haven't started planning anything yet, and I don't want to give any promises because everything could change. So I could tell you this right now, and it could be different, and we could be having a conversation in a few years, and my life is different. But I'm not going to start planning that because this is my focus, is this series, giving this proper series what it is.
Yeah, it's also hard to plot when you're on book one. You know what I mean?
Right. So like I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, and I don't want to kind of take away anything from the characters. They deserve what they deserve. But this series is sort of my ramp up to a female serial killer. I've always wanted to write one, always wanted to do that. So I have no idea what it's about. No idea what it's about. No plans, no plot, no nothing.
Nothing but an idea. I love that.
But my goal in life is to write a female serial killer. I love them. I want to write them.
I love that.
I love that.
So
I love that.
We'll do it eventually. Hopefully, I could tell you that it could change, but my goal is once I get this and they've done their time and they've had their moment, we'll work on that.
Do you think you would want to write anything other than like mystery thriller? Like, would you want to write just like fantasy or romantasy or?
I think the next one that I would gravitate to is just a romance, maybe in the future. And I'm not saying that am I stuck? Okay. I'm not saying that I would never do a romantasy or I would never do a fantasy or anything like that. I think the next thing that conversation we go back to is like skills. Like, do I have the skill set for that? And I devoured Akatar and like the Cruel Prince and like, all these things.
Yeah.
And so they mean so much to me. And I would never sort of jump into a genre without really giving it that time to think about what my skill set is at. So I think maybe eventually we'll do a romance. We'll go back to that. And because I love it so much. And that's really like, besides like a thriller, where my heart is a contemporary romance. I love them so much. They are my bread and butter. I read them, I watch them, I listen to them. They're my bread and butter. I love a Lynn Painter and Emily Henry. Like I love them. So I would love to at some point in time have the ability to be like, okay, I have found the right story that's keeping me passionate. And I'm not going to stop writing thrillers because that's where my passion and my skill set are, and my knowledge are. But we'll go back, kind of a thing. And then after that, I would love to write something that has no romance in it. I don't want to make it sound like that, but I wrote a book called Remember I Left You Each Other a few years ago. It was the last thing I wrote before I did this. And it was sort of like a coming of age, like life grief book.
Okay.
That I really
heavy
loved.
Focus, not romance focused. I feel
like. It was more like self-reflection. Let's work through grief. And I think that it's just really beautiful when you get something like that.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that.
Okay.
That's kind of where I see my head.
All right.
So after you finished book one, did you immediately start writing book two, or did you just like stare at a wall?
started the next day. I was so excited.
Period. I love that for you.
I will say I didn't start writing book 2 until I was fully done editing. Like it took up so much time because I had announced a date and I was like, it's coming out January 30th. And I was like, I have so much time. And then no time. Time flew. Like
Time went away.
flew. I had the worst experience trying to find an editor. I had the worst experience finding a cover designer. I ended up making just my own, which is that first one,
Oh my God,
which
wait,
I
you
love.
made the cover?
I did. I made that one, and I love it. I love that cover, and I'm not going to disrespect her because I love her, and I worked so hard
I
on
love
it.
that.
And I was like, it's going to look like a murder board. Here you go.
No, I love that.
I do think the second cover is more so what I was shooting for when I thought of one. And I love Ever After cover designers. She's so good, and I was so excited about it. But once all of that was done, once all of that was completed, I opened that computer and I said, let's go. Because the prologue of that second book is something that I've been thinking about. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to have it. And I'm so excited. And I just was so excited. And since I've announced I've announced it today, I'll just tell it, like, it has a elopement in Vegas. That's where
I love
Dean and
that.
Leo start.
I
So
love
I was
that.
so excited to write the morning that they woke up and now they're married. So
I love that.
I just jumped in. I was so excited.
Heavenly, you're gonna love it.
I feel like I actually am.
Yeah.
Those types of books are just so fun.
When I tell you it has been the most fun to write, I have never had an experience. I love Drew and Jasper. I thought I had the best time writing them. No. Leo is, you know, that friend where you're just like, oh no, like she's going delusional. She's going to Delulu land. And you're like, no, don't go there. Get back off the train. Come back to sanity. And oh no, she's too far gone. She's gone too far. That's Leo.
I fear I'm Leo. That. I'm in Delulu land. And I'm too far gone.
Here's the thing. My counter to that is you're never going to be too delusional for the right person. And so
Valid.
Fair enough. That's so true.
Leo gets her right person, and it has been the biggest joy and fun that I've had writing that. So also I opened it, got started.
The sneak peek from that we see, not sneak peek, but like the introduction to Dean that we see, I feel like he likes the little Delulu.
You would think that by now.
Oh.
Okay.
Dean is he's different, I will say.
Okay.
They don't really get along in the first book, right? So
Dean and Drew?
No,
Leo.
Dean and Leo. So yeah.
So is this like, are we getting a little tension or do they get over themselves?
I will say you're getting a little tension, and I will say you're getting a little of that miscommunication that everybody loves so much.
Okay.
Do you have a page length?
I was gonna say it's gonna be about like
how long is it gonna be?
It's gonna be longer than the first one.
That's literally like when we finished the book, we were like, okay.
Really, that was the only like
critique.
It's short.
I wish it was longer. I just want to read more about it.
If I made it longer, I just don't think it would have made sense. I think I think
it was perfect.
Really said that too.
Yeah, literally.
I could have made it longer.
It was the perfect amount of pages for the story to not have it be like confusing, lengthy, drawn out.
Yes.
Literally everything that we talked about prior.
The feeling that you're having of like, I want more.
Yeah.
I want you to feel like that. So you
absolutely. Absolutely.
But I will say that if Drew and Jasper worked in the same job and they had a thing that they had to do and they saw each other every day, would the book be longer? Obviously. So, and if they weren't against a time clock of like, there's too much going on, we have to find this woman, would have been longer. I didn't do that with the first one, and I did get feedback for that. And my counter to that has always been, I hate a book that's long for no reason. There's too many random scenes, and I would have preferred if you just shortened it. Right. It's filler, and I don't want to give you filler. I want you to read it and be like, this was important and this was important and this was important. This was important.
Well,
Yeah, no, it was very much for the story and the timeline of important events. It was the perfect length. I just want to read more because I liked it.
Yeah. I have a friend that I made. I went to an L. Kennedy book signing not too long ago, and I made friends there, and we have a group chat now. And they've both read the book, and they're literally, one of them I have designated. She said, like, oh, I just wish I could read more. So I gave her what I have right now for book 2. And I said, just tell me where your head's at. And she finished it, and she was just like, oh my God, this is
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. And I like read, like, okay, I'm, like I said, I read really fast, and I'm definitely delulu and kind of crazy. And so like I can read like 1,000 pages in a day. So
right. You're just going.
For me, I like, especially once you reach that like flow state, like once you're like sucked in, locked in. And I will say, I was intrigued by page 3. So
Let's go.
Oh, she called me because she started it before me. So I mean, I knew because I finished Quicksilver. And what is that? That's like 800 pages. I finished it in one day. So like I knew that like I've sat down and read 500-page romances in one sitting. We're both very fast readers.
I'm very fast.
Yeah, she started it before me. So she called me and she's like, I'm on like page 11 and they just had a sex scene and I'm obsessed.
And I will say that like I feel like that's the fastest sex scene I've had in a book, and I was so for it. I literally was like,
listen, I had to give the girlies what they want, and the title
start off with a bang.
Literally, Killer One Night Stand. It's called The Killer One Night Stand. I had to give it.
Jordyn, I think you were at work when I started it, right? And all I know is that
I'm always there.
I started reading it, and then by the time like I think you were off or home or wherever you're at, I was already done. And you were like, "You're already done?" And I was like, "Yeah, like you need to finish."
Oh yeah, because I started it on my lunch break, and I was I'm on page 14. I got home and I sat in my bed.
The only person that has taken their sweet time to read this damn book is my mother. She's like, every Saturday I take time and I'll read it. And so she's like stressing me out because usually when people read it, I get a response like a couple days later. So she's stressing me out because she'll be like, I think it's this. And I'm like, can you stop it? Because I don't have a good poker face and you're stressing me out.
Right.
And
I finished it done in 2 hours. And Jordyn literally was like, bro, I'm not even off yet. And I was like, I need you to finish it because we need to talk about it.
Okay.
I love that though.
Has your mom finished it though?
I believe she has. But I haven't spoken to her yet. But she really scares me, you guys, because we'll be at dinner and I'm like eating and she's like, I want to talk about Kincaid. And I'm like, what about her?
Mom, please.
Wait, I actually love that.
Where are you at? Don't do that.
Okay, wait. So did you have, obviously, like, your mom read 50 Shades of Grey, so, and like kind of books like that. So was there any like awkward moment when she was reading your book where you wrote scene like that? Or like where you felt like you couldn't look at her when she was like talking to you about the book?
You know what? I have a really cool mom, and no.
I love that.
I will be very honest. My mom and I are different people, but I'm very open about my life, my romantic life, and so on. And she's always eating it up. She's always like, "Wow, that's crazy that you did that."
She is for the gossip.
She's love for the
that. She wants some gossip. She wants so when we're talking about like my love for thrillers, my love for romance, both of those things came from my mom. I have watched so many crazy things with my mom and been like perfectly fine. And I think that's just because we have a good communication of like, she's not scared to talk about sex. She's not scared to talk about like murder or anything like that. And when I wrote this, I wrote it with this intention of like, this is what my mom and I have bonded over my entire life, which is these like crazy stories. And we'll be like, girl, did you get to that part? Damn. So it's like, I think she just appreciated it for what it was. And I think everybody should. Like, you're not reading this because you're picturing me. Like, that would be weird. This is a character. You're reading it. It makes sense for the story that this is what she's doing. And I think she was just down. And I think it was fun. She's like, no, I didn't care about the sex. I thought it was he put her thong in his nightstand, and I thought that was great for her.
I love that.
No, actually, when that part happened, I literally was like,
Okay.
I know I like you.
Yeah.
You know, like you.
Oh,
Listen,
No, I actually love that because I've actually like I've not talked to authors obviously about this, but there have been authors who have talked about it or people who have made TikToks about it where it's like I would hate for that to be, my child or my wife or spouse or whatever because like that's like what they're like okay, like for example, like Blood and Ash. I mean, they be getting freaky up in that thing.
yeah.
They do.
So like there have been
With
people who made
respect.
TikToks and it'd be like imagine like going to Thanksgiving and like, like that's and I'm like, okay, but she's not at Thanksgiving like thinking of these scenes. Like, I mean, nope.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not
I mean,
writing them at Thanksgiving.
So
Right?
so I've seen stuff like that. So I think that that's like really good for your support system in
Yeah,
general.
I've
I think,
always been very confident
Yeah.
in sort of like what like my body and what I put on it and who's around it and
right.
whatever. And I think let's take away the stigma of sex being this taboo thing. Let's just take it away because
Yeah,
everybody has
everybody
sex.
does it.
So just
Everybody
take it
does it.
away and just preach about it because if I'm going to write a sex scene, I'm going to write it because I'm proud of it. There's not a single part of this book that I'm not proud of, and that includes great sex with consensual people. So
Love
I'm
that.
not going to not be proud of that. And she
Yeah, I
raised
love
me.
that.
So shout out to Shelly.
Shout out. I
Shout out
love
to
that.
Shelly.
I actually,
Period.
so my boyfriend's mom, like our thing is like when, okay, so I had torn an ACL at the very beginning of last
Ooh,
year.
girl.
It was my third one, so
Ooh,
but I was like very bedridden. And so she would like be home with me and like all this stuff. And like our thing is we both love like murder, mystery, scary movie thrillers. So like we've watched almost like every single thing on Netflix, Hulu, and like everything. But when I first had started dating him, he was like, I want to read the dirtiest book you have. And so I like left Blood and Ash, right? Because I just was like, I have 2 copies of this. Like, this is definitely a good one. And so
yeah.
well, then he went to college and he forgot to bring it. And so it was like sitting on his dresser. And his mom was like coming in and tidying up. And she was like, what's this book? You don't
Oh
read
my
this.
God.
She's like, in the back, she's like, oh, this sounds good. I'm going to read it. Doesn't tell me any of this. So next thing I know, he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my mom's in like book 3." And I'm like, "Blah blah blah, what?" And so he didn't tell me, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Text me about this," and I'm just like, "Oh my God, she knows." Like
Oh my
she
God.
like she knows this is what I'm reading. And now I give her book, like all I do is give her book recommendations. She reads, we talk about it, we like go in depth about it. We like,
Perfect.
talk about the men together. And
Let's talk about it.
so then when I told her, obviously, like every time like we get, because we're a newer book account, so like when we have like interactions and like interviews and stuff like that, like I call her and I tell her all about it. Well, when she was just over here, she saw the book and she was like, a murder mystery? And I was
Let's
like,
go.
I was like, yes, Flame, a murder mystery. And she was like, so I'm gonna get to read murder mystery. Like, yes. And
As she should.
so
Let her
literally
have
this is
fun.
she's like waiting for me to like go back up because right now I'm like further south in Florida. She's up and Tyler goes actually I want to say in like a week and a half. So he's taking the book up there so she
Let's
can
go.
and she's so excited because she's like murder mystery and they be getting it on.
Yes.
There was
She's so
I love
excited. And we literally she
so
like
great.
texted me and she was like, did you finish it yet? Did you finish it? And I was like, yes, I finished
Yes.
it.
I love that so much. Listen,
I
I
know.
just
I'm gonna make my mom read it because my mom is not like a big fantasy person, but I've had it down here because I've been in preparation to, film and stuff. So I need it down here and I need it to
right.
not be upstairs. But we are staying with my mom for 6 months while our condo is being renovated. So while we're here, I'm gonna make her read that because I think she would really like it. She really likes like the
Your mom
like
would
the,
definitely like that girl.
yeah, like the
Yes.
mystery.
I love that. I love that this is how books getting word of mouth is through the moms.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down for
Oh
it.
my
I think
gosh,
it's
yes.
great. I think
And
it's great. I think it's also, I think that kind of like how I wrote it, it's not so juvenile because sometimes romance, like the youngness and the night, like not to say you
yeah,
can't connect with that as someone that's older, but I think my
I
mom
figured
really
like that it
enjoyed
wasn't
it.
a 17-year-old and this is her first big relationship and then all of a
yeah,
sudden she's
yeah.
saving the world. Like, don't
Right.
like it, but I
Right.
like that we were adults.
And I will just be honest, I cannot write from a point of view that as an agent that I'm no longer in. So
Yeah,
like,
that's fair
I
though.
knew I liked you because I'm really tired of it being a 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old who's saving the
That's
world.
fair though.
I
That's so
can't do
fair.
it. And no disrespect to the people that do. I read a lot of them, but I think that there's something really nice about being in the moment of that time in your life and understanding where that person's at. And I
Yeah.
think as far as the story goes, people that are older, like my mom and like my CPA, shout out to her, and have read this, it's fun
Yeah.
because it's not just this 20-year-old girl dating someone.
It's
Yeah.
also very like real life. Like,
I
you
was
know
gonna
what I
that's what
mean?
I was
Like
gonna
as
say. I
people
feel like
who
it's
like
easier to
our age, like I don't know, college students and younger people tend to experience life a little bit differently than like full-blown adults like we do. So
Yeah.
like it feels more realistic to read in a sense.
Yeah, which is a funny thing to say because what 23-year-old private investigator is getting a missing person case from a British woman like 10 years ago? But I think there's a level of like the emotions of what she's
Yeah.
feeling. And like, I think all of us have experienced that moment when you get a job, like a big girl job, and they're like, here you go, figure it out.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
all been there. That is very
Absolutely.
realistic.
Yeah.
So I think, of
Absolutely.
course, I think it's just good for all ages. And honestly, like I've had guys read it when they were beta readers. So I think I'm not even gonna say like guys wouldn't like it. That's not, I want
Right.
people
Yeah.
to take away the stigma of it's a romance, it's whatever, and certain people won't like it. And let's just give it to them. And there has not, and I'm not trying to gas myself up. I haven't seen reviews because I don't want to look at them. But
Period.
I haven't talked to a person that's read it and they didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that's not me trying to gas myself up. I just think
No, you should gas yourself
Gas
up.
yourself up, girl.
So we'll do last question.
okay.
Um, so you wrote two different POVs. I'm assuming you're continuing that for the
Yes.
next two.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do two POVs? Because a lot of books are starting to do multiple POVs, but a lot of books like don't. Like look at all of Akatar, and then everyone freaked out when we get Nesta's point of view all the way at the end because it was all under, one and there was a bug.
Wait, I have a question. Are you a
Yes.
Nesta girly?
Yes. And you know
Okay.
who's a Nesta girly? Anna is. I'll tell you that right fucking now. Anna would die
So
for Nesta.
we love Nesta. I love Nesta. Unfortunately, I have been through too much shit for me to give Nesta an excuse for her shitty behavior, but I feel like that's
I
everybody. You know what I
I
mean?
do too. I do too. I listen, I think there's
It,
a difference
yeah,
between
I was
like
literally just about to say
villainizing
that. Yeah.
someone completely and acknowledging their faults and holding them accountable. I think that's different.
Yes,
I don't want
absolutely.
to, and if Nesta was a man, be very different conversation for most people. So I
You
think for
literally
me,
said that.
Yeah,
I
literally.
love Nesta. Does that mean that I'm gonna sit here and be like, you shouldn't be held accountable? Fuck no. That
No,
bitch
when
keep
we did
trying.
our Sarah J. Maas interview, it was more of like we had refused to talk heavy on Akatar purely for the fact that Akatar fans are insane.
It's so
Yes.
toxic.
They get very, very toxic when it
They
comes
get
to
very
that.
toxic.
And
It's
it's
all
either
fake
like
people.
Nesta or Resand. And I said to Heavenly, I was like, I resonate more with her healing journey than giving her an excuse for her actions.
Right. And I think people I think with Anna, I will say that with Anna too, because she's got some not fun moments for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very protective over her in that, and because I have done things that I fully regret and do not excuse, but I have worked through them and I've become a
Right.
better
Yeah.
person and I treat people much better than I have before. And nothing that's happened in my past should like be the reason or the excuse for that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you want a complex female character until
Absolutely.
you get one. And
Until
then
you
you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
that's my
Anyways,
issue with that.
back
No,
to point of views. Are we continuing dual point of view for the next two books?
Yes, and
I
I
love that.
personally I can't write a story about two people without giving the other person a point of view.
I mean, the book would
And
have been completely different without like even like okay, like going into this one like Drew and Jasper. the book would have been completely different. And I'm a sucker for a male POV.
Same.
I loved writing Jasper's point of view, and I really enjoyed how different they are as people, but they find stuff that they love about each other. And like the way Drew views herself as a person is not how Jasper sees her. So
Yeah.
like you wouldn't have gotten that if I hadn't given you Jasper's point of view. And like he sees her and she's gorgeous and she's intelligent and she's someone he just can't not be around. And for her, she's just kind of like, oh, I'm too much. Like this
Why
isn't
Yeah.
about me. Yeah.
So all of your characters tend to have like a love for art in a way.
Yeah.
Whether it
In
be
different ways.
yeah, like in each their own way. Do you like were you a theater kid when you were growing up? Was it just books that you were reading or
I think it was a comment. And you know what? You guys aren't the first person to ask me that because I didn't even realize that I had done that until like later. But I think that there's something artistic and beautiful and creative about anything. Like, and I think if you love it, I think it's creative, and I think that's how you process it. And I would say there's something kind of artsy about Drew and the way she looks at cases
right?
and and so on. So I think for me, I've always had a love for like anything fun or anything that caught my eye. And so that could literally be the Mamma Mia musical I was in, or it could be my love for collecting, English Oxford dictionaries. I just think it
Right.
depends on where you're at. And I think for these characters, if they love something, it's going to come off as creative, even if it's not necessarily. And I think creative people spark creativity in others. And when I was writing them, that's just how they came to me. They came to me as a cover book designer, and they came to me as a book publishing agent, and they came to me as a writer, and they came to me as, she was into art and she loved drawing. And I think it just sparks each other. And I didn't do it on purpose, but I think there's something really beautiful that I did. I think it just speaks for itself.
Yeah,
When
I think it flows really
Yeah.
good together, and I think it connected the story even more.
Yeah.
I also
Been different.
think that they're not like cliche jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very
Like
niche.
they're not an accountant.
Yeah, no, they're not boring.
And I think even if you have a job that's maybe more traditional, like even if you're a receptionist, you're probably doing something in your life that you're like, oh, I'm doing it because I want to do this. Or you really like being a lawyer, or you really like being,
Right, yeah.
an accountant. Whatever it is, I think if you really love it,
Mhm.
you can see the passion for it. And I think that's what makes it creative. And for these people, like I really wanted to connect Jasper and his birth mom that have literally never met. What does he do? He draws for a living. And what
Yeah.
did she do? She was an artist. She was an art
Yeah.
illustrator. So it's like they were connected without even being connected. And I think that's fun. Everybody has a job that they're meant to have in these books.
Yeah.
I love that actually.
Was it hard to like plot it out? Because it is like a big like it's all intertwined, and you are writing like multiple plot twist after plot twist. So do you have like a plot board, or do you like keep it all in your head?
No, I literally, when it's not up right now because I took it down, it's usually going to be behind this sort of computer situation, but there's papers everywhere. There are papers. I usually make like a poster board and I just pull that bitch back out when I need it. And it's because I need to see it. And I usually write the fake paths and the real path. So these are the fake ones that people could guess, and this is the real one. And for the first book, there was this notion of Nathan. Like, where does Nathan fit into this? Like, he's Drew's mentor, and why did he take this case when he's never taken them? And so I kind of liked the idea of people being like, what is he doing? Like, what did he
Yeah,
do?
he's involved somehow, but I don't know.
Like he's the murderer, and then I was wrong.
I know. I was like, he for sure is
I was like, that's suspicious.
That's suspicious.
His biggest flaw is being a dumb man, but
Period.
he's a man. He's just a man. Just to put it there. I think what he should have done is gone, Drew. this happened when I was younger and I care about this girl. She's the mother of my child.
Absolutely.
Please help me. But I think he was so prideful. He has
Yeah.
raised this girl to be who she is right now. And as a private investigator, they've
Yeah.
worked so closely. And even Leo kind of points that out. She's like, I'm not going to be the one that gets hurt if it turns out it's him. It's you. You're going to be the one that gets hurt. This
Right,
guy
yeah.
literally raised you to be this person.
Right.
So I wanted you to really kind of feel how concerned she was that this man that she thought she knew was lying. He's lying. He's just straight out lying.
Yeah.
Because why is your arm around this girl's waist?
Right.
decades
Yeah.
and
Why are you acting like that?
So I wanted you to really think about that. My biggest fear was I was going to introduce a new person, and then once you get to Alexis, you're going to be like, oh, that's her. And I kept introducing people. Like I introduced Rose, and I introduced this like Sarah Robbins character who
Yeah.
was like the head of the musical, and she kind of just shows up. I wanted you to kind of have options, but I didn't want you to be like, this is it. Like, this is for sure the one. I wanted you to kind of question it a little bit, but I needed it to still make sense.
Yeah.
They had to talk to Sarah to get the box, the memory box. They had to talk to, you know, Nathan and really get his notes to break.
It kind of felt like the game Clue.
I
Like,
love Clue.
and
Same. That's my
like,
favorite board
it
game.
felt like you literally had to like go to this room to get this clue to then go here. And then all I can think about right now is when you're saying like you like plotting this all out, is all I can think of is like, you know, like in the detective movies where they have the board with like all the red
board
and the strings, and that's all I can think of right now. And all I can think
That's
of
the
is
first
just, like,
cover. If you look at the
Yes.
first cover, it looks like a board.
no, and that's like all I can think of right now is like you're just like giant wall of just
Board.
like, yes.
We
this
have
one,
red string tied around a
I have
thumbtack to this side.
somewhere. They must be in like my porch closet or somewhere because I started it before I moved into my own apartment. But there were like 3 boards and I
Oh,
drew
really?
on them and I had post-it notes because it's not going to make sense to you if it doesn't to me. So yeah, I really had to plot where are the avenues that when you're reading this you could take.
Yeah.
But I needed you to get to that last plot point and meet Betty and be like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it was crazy, even if you weren't expecting it, I needed it to make sense. So
Yeah. I think, like I said earlier, I think that you did a really good job of like, so many things happened in such a short period of time and a short book, because everything was very just like, we need to talk to this person. All right, cool. Got this answer. Go moving on. Like,
Right.
I liked, but it was very just like, because I can't tell you how many
Yeah.
times I've read the book and I'm just like, I'm like
Dude.
stuck. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm
That's
just like,
how I
bro, this is
felt.
so boring, but like I know I have to keep going because I know
Yeah.
it's gonna get good, but right now it's boring. And so, and I just feel like this one kept you going the whole time, kind of like exactly what you said earlier, where it's like your favorite episode of like SVU or something like that, where the
Yeah.
time it's just like, cool, this person said this, moving on to now
Let's
this.
take that. Like, let's
Yeah.
take the answer. And then you get Lily Kincaid. She comes in and she's been working on her own. And then once those two come together, it's like, oh, all of these puzzles are clicking that we didn't have
Yeah.
before. That was important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to continue reading.
Yes. Okay, well, I definitely want to say thank you because you are, okay, one, this is the first book that has been mailed to us.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You are the first like
It's a
physical
lot
book mail.
first. So
Oh my
you're
God.
also the first author to like specifically reach out to us and be like, I want you to read my book. So literally holds like already a very like, even if I would have hated the book, it would have held a special place in my heart. But
Yeah.
I actually really
Well,
liked it.
I was so nervous because I had watched a lot and I thought you guys were so funny, but I was like, okay, this is not what they're reading. Like, this
Yeah.
is not at all what they're talking about. So they could very well be like, and that's why I told both of you, I'm like, you do not have to like it. I will not be offended. I completely understand. I have heard of authors that are like, how dare you not like my book? And I just think that's
Yeah.
so rude because it's a personal
Everyone's
experience.
entitled to
Everyone's entitled to an opinion. I have read books from authors that I adore and they didn't like. And the only reason why I thought maybe it would work is just because I read similar books. So I was like, well, maybe the vibes could be there. Once you read
the
it,
vibe was there. Because honestly, even if I don't like, for example, like I don't read people books, right? I actually really enjoyed this. Like I was giggling. There were really funny like little comments where I was like, okay, like I really liked it. Now the whole time was I like, okay, there's gonna be a dragon right now. Like, like, so it was very new. It was very weird for me because quite literally I've never read a people book.
Yeah, it's different.
In the sense of like, I mean, obviously, yes, I've read like, like, I mean, like Divergent and Hunger Games, but like those are still like, stuff like that. But like,
I just thought the dramatics of it. I was like, at the very least, the dramatics of this might make it interesting if you've never read it.
I was nervous to read it. Jordyn was like, "Oh, I'm chilling," and I was like,
"That's my type of shit right there."
I was like, what if like I just like can't like? And I was texting her, and I was like, "Wait, I actually really like this." She was like, "Wait," yes. And then so it was like, you're the first author who sent us a book. You're the first author who literally like reached out to us. So already holds such a special place. And obviously this is my first people book, and I actually really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad. Maybe from now on. Maybe from now on she'll be like, wait, I read another people book. It was crazy.
There's only there's only one other author who I promised that I would read her people book to, but I haven't. I'm sure eventually I will read enough fantasy where I'm like ready to do people books, but like right now I just hate people so much.
I think you're the one of 2 authors in the lineup for people books.
That's exciting. I'm honored. Yeah. I'm so honored.
Yeah, that's like a pretty high seat for me.
Listen, I've had people be like, I exclusively read hockey smut. I loved this book. Perfect.
I love that.
I love that. Jordyn,
my skills are where they need to be, y'all. We did it.
Exactly. No, and I appreciate you for like finding time to like, come on here with us. And like I said, like every time that, we have an author on, like it's just a big chat, like getting to know you and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But we do appreciate it because, you're taking the time out of your day to talk to us and answer, just little old me. And
so much fun. I loved it.
We hope that like going forward, obviously we still have 2 other books coming out. So we're going to start posting some content about these books. And then obviously when we get our another one, then there's more content. And then when we get the second book, but we definitely like to stay in touch, and
I'd love to. And you're my kind of people. You're my kind of people. We had a great time. I'd love to. I've been a fan, so this isn't new to me.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate but I'm glad you liked me back. Let's go.
We have been the way we feel about it right now is that like Heavenly is very much deep in her last year of school, and like I'm back full time at my corporate job, so like life has been hectic for us. Especially just because like we're on different time zones. We work, Heavenly works and goes to school. I work 40 hours a week, you know what I mean? So I feel it can get overwhelming with the podcast. So sometimes it takes the back burner, I feel like, but we are coming out of a time where things are not so chaotic. So finally, I feel like we can get back to regular scheduled programming.
I love it. I think like that's when you have something that's fun. Like obviously I have a full-time job, but I think this is fun for me, and I think I need it to kind of get through my life.
Oh, same.
And so I think it's great, especially because you're sharing literature. And to me, any kind of literature is great if you can get people to read something.
Absolutely.
So I love that you guys exist, and I think you're fun, and I think that draws people in. It drew me in, and I'm gonna be honest, there was another podcast that reached out and to me, and I said no, and like, respectfully, love you guys. You seem like a great person. I feel like we wouldn't be good together. So
it's actually funny because when you messaged us, I was like, Jordyn, she thinks I'm funny.
She said, I'll have to, dude. 1, I'm going to have to send you the video of her watching Heated Rivalry. 2, I'm going to have to find the text because she was like, I knew someone would think I was funny.
And then Tyler's like sitting there and he's like, you're not funny. Like,
no, I'm not even joking. Whenever you first messaged us and I was like looking at my TikTok, because I have a separate
phone. On the phone.
I have a separate phone for social media. So sometimes that phone dies and I just like don't look at the social media for days because I'm so busy. And it was just like, I was checking social media, doing whatever I was doing, and I looked at it and I called Heavenly immediately, and I was like, oh my God, Oh my God.
And I like dropped what I was doing. We were carrying up groceries and I dropped all of my groceries and I like whipped out my phone and Tyler's like, what are you doing? And so
I told
you don't understand. And so then I'm like pulling it up and I just start like jumping and screaming. Like I felt like I was like a little kid.
We told everybody, we've been telling everybody, like, oh my God, this author is sending us her book. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I was
oh
like,
my God, they want
literally
to read
texting my mom on Sunday. I was like, hey, has my package come yet? Where's my package? I want my package.
And then I literally was like telling everyone, I was like, I'm famous now. I'm famous. And
I felt the exact same way with the both of you. I was like, they want to read it. They want to talk to me because I made it very clear. I was like, this is free. You don't have to do we will never speak of this again if you don't want to.
The moment that you
know, I love this.
It was in the question, like we both literally looked at it and we were like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
No,
I love that.
Excited.
I love that. I felt so cool. I was like, you guys, and like people are gonna watch it that literally don't read. So there you go. You got some stragglers.
and then I'm gonna record a video after Tyler's mom reads the book and get her opinion.
I want to see that more than anything.
I'm literally after we're done, I'm going upstairs and eating dinner, and I'm gonna give my mom the book and tell her you need to read this.
I want to hear it. Because I have really been staying away from reviews. I haven't seen too many trickle through. I think the book is still a little new. I think I'm still a little new in regards to being back in publishing, but I don't want to see any of it. I do like hearing people kind of and their verbal reactions being like, what? Yeah. Like, I am thrilled. I would love all the reviews. I think it'll be great. Yay. And I'm totally down for it.
We'll have to bring you back on whenever book 2 like finally releases so we can talk about it.
Yes. Listen, I'm always down to chat. So
absolutely.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my gosh, it was great having you on.
Thank you.
We will have you back whenever book 2 releases.
I'm so excited.
And then you guys know what to do. Tune in, make us famous so I can stop working as a server.
Yes, she deserves that.
Period. All righty.
Bye, guys.
See you next Saturday.
Bye.